Hello, everybody. Welcome to the session on moving from fear to fortune, monetizing your gifts and skills. So this topic was suggested by the community, and it's because people realize that there are many, many fears that are living in our world that are preventing us from really stepping into our superpowers. We all have special gifts, abilities that can be mashed up and monetized and offered to the world. And the reason why we have those fears, it could be past life related, we were killed for using our gifts in the past, but also it's just kind of like we are afraid of embracing ourselves, just the way we are. Often we've been programmed to put the unauthentic version of us into the world because it's safer. If we pretend, if we behave like we are somebody else, it just feels kind of like safer, we're going to be less attacked. But really putting forward the authentic as, the real us, it feels just so dangerous. It feels like we're not going to be liked by other people if we show ourselves, if we show up as authentic selves. And so there are many, many reasons that might be playing into it. And that's what I want to explore with you today. So thank you so much for joining this session. Let's get started. I'm going to share my slides as always. If there's anything that comes up, please put it in the chat. I will keep my eye on the chat and I'll make sure to pick it up as well and help us all work through it. As always, it's going to be a very, very intuitive and channeled session. We'll just see what comes up and let's get started. Put your awareness at the center of your heart. There's nothing you need to do. There is nowhere you need to go. Just allow yourself to be fully present in the here and the now. Put your awareness 300 feet above your head, where the love and light energy is. Tap into that love and light energy. This is where a lot of our authenticity, the truth about us, stems from. Allow this energy to come down on your head, on your crown chakra, clearing out all those false notions, false beliefs about you that have been programmed into your consciousness, clearing all of that out. Allow this energy to go into your forehead chakra. Everywhere you have false images of yourself, false impressions of yourself, clearing all of that out. The way you see yourself, the way you conceptualize yourself, clearing all of that out. This energy is going into the Ajna chakra, clearing all of that out. Everywhere you have been programmed into false beliefs about yourself, everywhere you compare yourself against others, everywhere you see what others do and you're trying so hard to be like others. This energy is moving into your heart, your throat chakra, clearing all of that out. Everywhere you described yourself incorrectly before, everywhere you've been programmed to not speak the truth about yourself, everywhere your truth has been silenced, clearing all of that out. This energy is going into your heart, clearing up your heart, removing all the hard and negative energy in your heart, clearing all of that out. This energy is going all the way down, down, down to the center of Mother Earth. There is another love and light stream. Tapping into that love and light stream, this energy is coming up, up, up through the crest of the earth, through your feet, through your body, into your heart. A sphere of light is beginning to create itself in your heart area. It's beginning to expand. It's becoming as big as your house, as big as your town, as big as the planet. And in this expansive state, let's look at all the fears that we have when it comes to our gifts, skills, abilities. Everywhere you fear it's not valuable. Everywhere there is the fear, like other people's gifts and skills and abilities are much more valuable than mine. Clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And some of you have become abused to put a detach, resolve, cancel, complete program for the next 24 hours or as long as it's needed. And keep on neutralizing all the false beliefs, false programs, false opinions about your gifts, skills, abilities. Everywhere it's not valuable, everywhere you fear nobody would ever pay money for it. And perhaps you've been trying to make money with your gifts and skills and abilities for a while, and it just hasn't landed. Well, the issue might be just with marketing, the way you present it might be not with what you're trying to offer. So clear and transmute. Everywhere you're afraid of being rejected by others, by not purchasing, by not choosing, by not being interested in what you have to offer. because it feels like when you service, like our businesses are our babies for many of us. And so when our business offering gets rejected, it feels almost like we are being rejected. So clearing all of that out. Clearing all of that out. Everywhere you feel like you're not allowed to offer your services, may some of your good karma abuse just can the entire universe for all the beings whose permission you feel you need to embrace your gift, skills, abilities. Some of your good karma abuse to get all those permissions. Everywhere you believe God gave you all those gifts to give them away for free. You got it for free from God, and so you must offer it for free. So no, you developed those gifts. They didn't come to you for free. You did the hard work. Like the amount of work that I put into my abilities, into cleaning myself up, into opening myself up, serving, showing up, like the effort it took me to develop my abilities, my skills, my wisdom. It's been a big effort. So why should I offer it for free? Clearing all of that out. And for most of you, it's the same. For all of you, in fact, it's hard work. Knowing what you know, being able to do what you do. The hours, the time. Time you could have spent with your loved ones, but no, you were honing your skills, you were honing your knowledge, you were acquiring more and more knowledge, information. So may some of you with karma abuse to clear that all out across all time, dimension, space, and reality. It's been a journey being where I am now. This is not where I started 6.5 years ago when I first became solopreneur. It's a journey. Every day I was embracing more and more my authenticity. So where does authenticity come from? It's actually aligned, being more and more aligned with you, the soul. The more soul energy is in your incarnating in this physical body, the more you are who you are. So 6.5 years ago, I used to live in Asia for almost 7 years. And I was trying to adapt to the culture so bad, I lost myself completely. And for many people, this is also their starting point now. Just having lost yourself completely in the world of others, in the societal expectations, culture, religion, all of that, you don't even know who you are anymore. And so when I left, the last 6.5 years has been a journey back to my authenticity. But it was a blessing in disguise because I had to lose myself to start from scratch. But the more layers I peeled off and peeled off and peeled off, the more the authentic me began to shine, because then it creates a vacuum, it creates space for the true me to come down and be here. There is no need to pretend anymore. There's just this beingness. Being, basically do what you do out of who you are. It's not about doing you, it's about being you. So everywhere you're afraid of showing your beingness, being you, and some of you with karma abuse, to clear all of that out. Personal time, dimension, space, and reality is clearing all of that out. Feel into that fear. Imagine you're in a vacuum. Imagine you're in this dark space. There is nobody. And imagine you're just shouting out, screaming out from every part of your body, all that fear of who you are. Everywhere you've been judged or beaten, tortured, mistreated for who you are. You were made believe that this is happening to you because of who you are. Some of you might feel nauseous. Just stay with it. Keep on screaming from any part of your body, chakras, energetic field, emotional, mental, physical bodies, all those different layers that you are. Scream, 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 scream. Release, 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 release. On all the levels. There's so much with karma begins to bring up all that fear. Scanning your past, present, future for all the moments of time where something horrible happened to you. That made you believe that being good, being you is not safe. That who you are is not lovable. Who you are is bad. You gotta hide who you are. Bring all of that energy up, all that hiding of who you are. When was the first time you felt you needed to hide who you are from people around you? How old were you? Is this your energy? Is it your father's, your mother's? Where in your body do you feel it? Feel into it, feel into it. Clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, and reality, times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. Uncreate, delete, destroy, destroy, all of that. Everywhere you feel in danger of being who you are, it's dangerous. Again, you're in that void. Scream out, shout out all of that danger, threat, energy, terror, energy. Scream it all out into the void. Release, release, release. And some of it with karma abuse, just scream it all out. Again, don't hold your hands in front of your heart because you're expelling a lot of energy through the palms of your hands, through the soles of your feet, and you don't want to pollute your heart with that energy. So keep on kind of like spread out your arms, keep on releasing, allow this energy to ooze out from the energetic field. You're doing great. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. How's everybody feeling? Everywhere you don't know what your gifts, skills, abilities are that could be monetized, you're an infinite being that knows everything. Every time you say, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can't tell, it means there is an interference messing with your knowledge. So some of you with karma abuse, just scan the entire universe for all the beings that are messing with your knowing, messing with your awareness, messing with your ability to tell, speak your truth, know your truth. And some of you with karma abuse, to fire them all. Fire them all. Cancel me, some of you with karma abuse, to cancel all the contracts, agreements, vows, promises. So just now there was a big release. All those interferences, all the beings that are messing with you, programs, decisions, choices. And some of you with karma abuse, to clear all of that out. Release, let go, release, let go. Let it all go. All the trauma, past trauma, past, present, future, from all the different places and dimensions, everywhere you've been traumatized, you experience trauma when you use your skills, abilities, gifts. Everywhere you cause harm to others by using your gifts, skills, abilities. Perhaps you were the best possible strategist and you use your abilities to kill a lot of people. So everywhere your abilities and skills you were used to cause harm and you vow to never ever embrace your gifts, skills, abilities. Clear and transmute, clear and transmute. So in my spiritual school, one of my spiritual teachers, he said that many beings that are now holy masters, that are very, very advanced souls, they were trained as military leaders. And now they're leaders of whatever projects they have, whatever they work on. So they were trained as military leaders in the past. So how many people do you think they cost to die to get their abilities, to hone their skills, abilities? So some of you have karma abuse, you need to trust all the decisions and choices you've ever made, past, present, future, to never use your gift, skills, abilities because you're afraid you're going to use them to harm someone. Clearing all of that out across all time, dimension, space, and reality times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. Everywhere you're afraid of who you are, afraid of what you could do, clearing all of that out, bring up that energy where anybody is that fear of yourself. Clearing out all the booby traps in your consciousness, misunderstood karma abuse, to bring up all that booby trap energy, clear it all out, times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion, across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What is your potential? Let's look at the good stuff. They often say, think about the things you love doing when you were a child. Think about the things you could do for hours at an end until 3 a.m. in the night and you never get bored. What are those things? And you recall, some of the karma abuse to help you recall all the things that bring you so much joy. If your gift, skills, abilities had a voice, what would they tell you? So I'm going to run an activation called Inner Gift Activation for you. Just be receptive, feel the energy is beginning to descend on your crown. Coming directly from the source. Inner gifts, allowing you to remember what are your gifts, skills, abilities. This could be anything. It could be intuition, it could be healing abilities, but it could also be a strategic mind, mathematical thinking, affinity with technology, writing, creativity, painting. I'm doing this program in quantum leaping now, and basically the theory there is that there are a gazillion different versions of us spread out all over the universe, and we can tap into that version of ourselves, and we can just bring back memories, bring back abilities, skills from that future self, not future self, that other alternate version of ourselves. Just by tapping into the energy, there's out there someone, there's out there a version of you that is the best orator that you could possibly imagine, the best public speaker, the best painter, the best coder, the best musician, the best singer. It's a very interesting idea. So imagine you're tapping into all those different versions of you. Whatever gift you want to further develop, you want to acquire, you want to improve, tap into that energy. If that version of you had a voice, had advice, had some information to share with you, what would that be? If your gift, skills, abilities had a voice, had a message for you, what would that be? What would they tell you? If creative, all that is, had a voice, had a message to share about monetizing your gifts and skills, what would he, she, it tell you? Receive that information, know that information, allow that information, embrace that information, allow this information to be wired into you. You know how it works. When you get an intuitive insight, everything changes. It's the same. You might not hear words, but the energy is still there. The transfer of information is happening, and it's being wired into you. Always take your past life into your future. Whatever you're trying to monetize, it's something that your life has been about. I always loved writing. I always loved technology. And I always loved spirituality. And that's what I do now. And all the struggles that I have gone through helped me find common ground, common language with everybody who comes into my world. All those troubles prepared me for having interesting conversations that means something with people around me. Same as you. Activating all those gifts. Some of you with karma abuse just can then tell you for all the other gifts, abilities, skills that are available to you in this life. How can you close the gap? Can you demand, command, communicate to the universe that your final decision is true? Bring that forward, install it in your consciousness, amplify those gifts, skills, abilities to an extent where they can be used now to help you make your living. So in the past, when I just focused on the money aspect, I wasn't making any money. When I was just focusing on creating, I was working like 16 hours a day, but I was barely making money. It's when I married money and my creativity. That's when money started flowing. So how can you bring the two together? Like imagine if one hand was money and the other hand was creativity. But like in my case, it feels like right hand is my creativity and left hand is my money right now. So if your money had a voice, what would it tell your creativity? So for me, I hear money says, I'm a natural extension of creativity. If you create something and you offer it to other people, it's bound to make you money. It's not like either or. it's an extension. It's like natural extension of you offering your creativity to contribute to the world, to the upliftment of humanity. So it's a natural outflow. So if our creativity had a voice to say something to say to money, what would that be? So for me, it feels like I want to be free. So many businesses fail when they sacrifice their creativity and just stop milking the cow. They just focus on money, money, money. It's kind of like kills creativity, but it's all about the bottom line. So that's kind of like the energy that I feel creativity wants to be free. Your gifts, skills, abilities, whatever that you offer, it wants to be free from the shackles of, doing it just for the money. So basically, money is a natural extension of creativity, but it's not the beginning and the end. The beginning and the end should be still creativity. So this is two-part integration. This technique is called two-part integration. So this is called two-part integration. So if the money had a voice, had a story, had a reply to creativity, what would it say? What would it say? I hear it, stop worrying about money. So everywhere we sacrifice our creativity, our gifts, skills, and doing the work because we keep on worrying. We know that if we had a lot of money on our bank account, we would just don't worry about it anymore. We know our creativity would take off so much, but it's that constant worry that stifles creativity. So how can you get to that place where your money situation is the way it is, but you're not like getting so obsessed with that, with what you don't have, and focus what you do have, because creativity is so abundant in your world. Your gifts, skills, abilities, they are unlimited. So again, two-part integration. Think about your money, think about the creativity. So if creativity had something to say to money, what would that be? What I hear is like I can just use creativity to create money out of thin air. How can you use creative visualization to create money? Like what I like doing, and I keep on saying, like, I cannot manifest 1,000 euros. I don't know what 1,000 euros is, but I know how to manifest 1,000 euros to buy myself a laptop. I know how to do that because I can feel myself being in the shop, buying the MacBook, bringing it home, unpacking, using it. I can feel, I can sense, I can experience the joy. Boom, the money manifests. I used my creativity, I used my gift, skills, visualization, creativity to manifest it, to see it, believe it, feel it. So when we are in that flow, when we are using our gift, skills, abilities, it's very joyful. Why? Because for us to be very creative and really using these gifts and being in that process of mashing up something together and offering it to the world, the throat chakra activates. This is the higher creative center, but also the sex chakra gets activated. It's the lower creative center. So sex chakra actually produces lots and lots of joyful energy. And when we're very, very creative, a lot of that joyful energy comes to the heart and it activates the heart. That's why we are in this happy state. So being creative, really creating something, it's a very joyful process. So if the money had a voice and had a reply to creativity, what would it say about creating just money out of thin air? So for most of you, most of us, the money energy feels very loaded with false beliefs, programs. It's like, for me, money feels these days like this golden ball of light. Okay. But because of all the false beliefs, constrictions, limitations, fears that are mashed up in that energy, that got kind of like entangled in that energy. Money feels not very fluidic. So we gotta clear that out. So probably most of you are aware that there is something called the Kundalini syndrome. So Kundalini syndrome can manifest in many, many ways. One of the Kundalini syndromes is no money, financial problems. So what does that mean, having financial problems? So whatever seeds are in your basic chakra, when Kundalini energy starts hitting the basic chakra, it starts fertilizing all the good, the bad, the ugly in the basic chakra. That is why when we become spiritual, we crash land. So one thing that I realized, and I'll add to this video, if I forget, somehow I get to forget. So I will add a video by, it's a hypnosis session by Marissa Peer. And so in that hypnosis session, what she does, she guides you into your inner world. And what you can do is you can hone in on your basic chakra and feel into your basic chakra. I've been doing that for years, and it's a slow process, but there is this like lots and lots of crystallized, dirty, negative energy that I personally have been feeling for years, and it's getting better. And when I started doing Marissa Peer's stuff for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing her RTT stuff. I've been honing in into the basic chakra because I realized a lot of my negative thinking, fears, beliefs about money and thinking, and it stems from there. That's where a lot of my beliefs are. And so once I started clearing that out, I just noticed things are getting better and better. So you might want to do that as well. So feel into your potential. Feel into your intelligence. If that had a voice, had a story, what would it tell you? What would it tell you? If your voice had a story, if that had a voice, what would it tell you? If unlimited abundance manifested through your gifts, skills, abilities, had a voice, had a story, had information to share with you, what would it say? Receive that information, have that information. If you could really just be you, like Christy Sheldon says, how can you get paid for being you? So that energy of being paid for being you, if that had a voice, had a story, had an information to share with you, what would that be? Receive that information, know that information. Allow this information to be wired into your being. The thing is this, once you really are yourself and monetize your gifts and skills, life becomes just so easy. In a sense of like, I no longer have to pretend, I no longer have to play games, I don't have to no longer to be somebody I'm not. Maintaining that falsehood about ourselves is just so tiring. Watching what you say, watching how you behave, always putting yourself in this kind of constricting energy, feeling like you're controlling yourself or others control you. It's just so tiring. Clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Letting go of all that faking energy, false energy about you. If truth about you had a voice, had a story, what would it say? If you, the future self that is completely being yourself and monetizing who you truly are, if that version of you had a voice for the story, what would he or she tell you? Receive that information, know that information, allow that information. If you could have it just the way you like it. If you live the life you love, if you are offering something that you love. Oh no, I don't want to sell what I love. Well, if it gives you so much joy, why would you want to keep it? Wouldn't you want others to enjoy just the same? So if that energy had a voice, had a story, had something to teach you, had something to tell you, what would that be? Receive that information, know that information, embrace that information. I always say the best ideas about what we could monetize our gift skills, that really gets fleshed out when we have conversations with people, when we have real coaching clients. That's why I always say, if you don't have any idea what to do, just offer your services for free. 3 sessions, 5 sessions, whatever that is. I did many discovery calls, coaching calls, at least like 500, I would say, in my first year of coaching, that were unpaid. But it helped me flesh out my ideas. It helped me see what people are interested in, what I know that nobody else knows that could be offered. It happens in conversations, not in isolation. If you could be brave to be you, if that bravery had a voice, had a story to tell you, what would that be? If you could be empowered in the way you show up for people and what you offer, if that had a voice, had a story, what would it tell you? If you were completely sure that you're on the right path, if that had a voice, that had a story, what would that be? What would it tell you? If you are completely aligned with your path, if you completely fully knew why you're here, why have you chosen to be here at this time? What's your contribution to humanity? If that all had a voice, if that information was wired into your being and you knew in your heart what that is, how would that look like? Receive that information, know that information, have that information. That version of you that gets paid a lot of money for being himself, herself, if that version had a voice, had advice, had shortcuts to share with you, how did he, she get there? That had a voice, had a story, what would it tell you? Receive that information, know that information, embrace that information, wire that information into you. Put your awareness 300 feet above your head, feel into the creator of all that is energy. If creator of all that is had a voice, had a story to tell you, what would he, she, it tell you? about your gifts, skills, abilities, why you're here, who you are, your truth, what would that be? Feel into it, know it, receive it, embrace it. Allow this information to be downloaded into you. You're special in your own way. You're unique in your own way. You're a miracle in your own way. You're amazing in your own way. There are things only you can share because only you had this experience in that particular way. Ultimately, because most of you are coaches here, ultimately, even if you're not coach, there is just something you want to share. There is just something you want to share. And people are willing to pay you for that information. And some of you with karma abuse to remove all the obstacles to you sharing your insights, to you sharing who you are, to you shining your light on this world, to you embracing who you are, all the interferences. And some of you with karma abuse just can entire universe for all the beings, creatures, whoever they are, that are interfering with that. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality, times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. All the interferences. If joy in making money had a voice, had a story to tell you, what would that say? If ease with money had a voice, had a story, what would that be? What would it say? If abandoned flow of prosperity had a voice, had a story, what would it tell you? If money earned through gifts, skills, abilities had a voice, had a story, what would it tell you? If inspiration had a voice, had a story, had advice to give you, shortcuts to show you, what would that be? What would it tell you? What would it show you? A future self that is completely empowered, completely abandoned, completely aligned with gifts, skills, abilities. If that version of you had a voice, had a story, what would he, she say? If those blockages to your gift, skills, abilities, if they had a voice, had a story, had something to share with you across all time, dimension, space, and reality, what would they say? For many of you, there is this fear: if I embrace those skills fully, my life would change so dynamically. I'm afraid of changes that it would bring. So everywhere you're afraid of the changes that would bring, There was one time I was doing a session with someone. Well, they were doing the session for me. And I remember being just so afraid. I'm like, this is like being the fake me is the only way I know how to survive on this planet. I don't know how to live this life being an authentic me. It took them a while to convince me to embrace the authentic me. It was very, very scary. I thought my life would change so completely and I would not survive anymore on this planet because being fake, pretending, that's how I learned to cope, to survive, to deal with the society, to deal with other people. So where are you afraid? Clearing all of that out, removing, neutralizing, clearing across all time, dimension, space, and reality. There is still some heaviness I feel on top of the crown, slightly high, maybe about 30 centimeters above our crown. So whatever that energy is, in some of our crown abuse, to ask this energy, what's your story? What's your story? Times gazillion, what's your story? What's your story? If you had a voice of a story to tell, what would that be? Share that story. That energy just goes away. You might hear a story, it just doesn't dissipate. Times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. What's your story? What's your story? What's your story? What's your story? Times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. What's your story? What's your story? Times gazillion. The heaviness on the right shoulder. For those of you who can feel it, right arm, right story. What's your story? Like right hand, not right story. Like that energy on the right side of the body, right shoulder, right side of the brain. I saw how with karma used to ask that energy. If you had a voice, what's your story? What's your story? What's your story? Times gazillion, times gazillion, times gazillion. Clearing, transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Put detach, resolve, dissolve, cancel, complete program for the next 24 hours as long as it's needed. And keep on neutralizing all the stories on the right side of the arm. It's funny how money energy felt to me more like the left hand. Left side is more feminine side. And I always heard that money is a feminine energy. It's like the mother provides us with the physical body, mother takes care of us, feeds us, and so on. The same as the money energy just wants to take care of us because only the physical body needs food, needs shelter, needs whatever the money can buy. But the right side feels to me like the creative energy. It's really that dynamic energy that you envision. You have some idea, maybe it's a book, you get it done, you use your willpower, your strength, your determination to see it to completion, to create some sort of a product out of it. You need that dynamic energy. So whatever that heaviness is, whatever stress we are putting out on ourselves, in our creative process, we know that creativity flows better when we are relaxed, when we are joyful. So letting all of that go. Put your awareness at the center of Mother Earth, 5 feet down, 5 feet out. There is nothing you should do. There's no you should go. Just allow yourself to be completely here, fully present in this moment. And whenever you're ready, you may open your eyes. And be fully present and alert and awake. Next week, we're going to be focusing again on memory, but from a slightly different perspective. I've done an event before where I ran sacred activations for you. But this time, I want to focus more on really on the decisions, choices, blockages that are preventing us from having a sharper, better mind. So it's going to be honing in, channeling information again on the choices, decisions, beliefs, past lives, family, whatever that is preventing your memory from being really up to the mark. So that's the Tuesday event for those of you who want to join. And the money event next week is going to be Fortune's favorite. Oh, sorry, the topic is slightly different, but still unluck. It's going to be all about luck and luck and fortune. So like this is something I realized when I did my Vipassana, and I mentioned this before, that I realized I only allow money to come through my business. I'm not allowing money to be gifted to me. I'm not allowing money to be found on the street, winning a lottery. I went to Las Vegas and it was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna play anything here at all. I played $1, I think. And I didn't play anything. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. Even if I won this money, I don't want it's dirty money. I don't want to win any money. So it's basically working on all our beliefs. Where have we narrowed ourselves down? Where are we just allowing certain channels of money to be open to us where money can come through, and we completely reject, neglect, deny all the others? Like many people, I love inviting people for meals, and I'm being invited for meals all the time. But so many people, they have such a hard time, accepting an invitation for a meal from someone. So that's again like, oh my God, no, I'm not allowed prosperity come to me by an invitation by a friend. That feels just so wrong. How can I take money from a friend? So all those beliefs we're going to work through. Okay, you're welcome to join. Again, this is a free event. I look forward to having you with me. I hope this was a good session. Thank you so much, everybody who joined. Have a good day. See you next week. Bye.